the third section, which is going to be just general tips that I'd give to anybody interested in getting into tattooing or things that I wish I kind of knew. The first one would be hygiene, learning hygienic practices. Then the second one would be having an artistic background, a strong artistic background in drawing. And then the third one would be attitude and discipline to the job. And the fourth one would be apprenticeships. So the first tip is definitely to make sure that you are educated in hygiene before you even start to like tattoo people. That is just like common sense, you know what I mean, like as to why you should need to have good hygiene, because you don't want to get the tattoo infected. So just make sure that you do your research, make sure you're wrapping the items that you tattoo people on properly, you're tattooing them in a pristine clean area, not on a bed or a couch, and you set up your work table properly, and you can see like how other tattoo artists do it when you go and get your tattoos. And you wear your gloves, you don't touch anything with your gloves, you wash your hands properly, you don't touch your face and mask or whatever with your gloves, you're wearing your apron so you don't stain your clothes, and because trust me, you will stain your clothes. And you store your inks and the stuff that you use in a clean area, you know, little things like that like are very important before you start tattooing people, and you need to make sure you get those done, because not only do you want to prevent infection in the tattoos that you do, but you also want people to come in and feel like they have a clean artist, you know, because people do pay attention to the glove thing and touching other. I've met clients who told me that they look at that stuff when they're getting tattooed. So make sure that you have that down pat. And then make sure that you have a strong background in art. And like when people hear that I say that, I don't want them to feel like I am saying that you have to be Picasso before you start tattooing. That is very not true, because some people don't want to do realistic tattoos, and that's fine. Like some people want to do abstract tattoos, color fills, like solid bold tattoos. Like you don't have to, whatever you are aiming to be as a tattoo artist, whatever style of tattoo you're aiming to be in tattoos as a tattoo artist, make sure that you could do that on paper. So if you know that you want to be a portrait artist and you want to do realism and stuff like that, make sure that you know how to shade properly on paper, and you have the fundamentals down about like value and creating 3-dimension on a 2D surface, and make sure that you understand all those things, and that you develop a good portfolio if you're gonna go and apply for an apprenticeship. Because I feel like that is the reason like I have progressed quickly in my career. I'm definitely not to where I need to be, and I definitely still need to learn a lot of things, but it is definitely like it was a plus, the fact that I knew how to draw on paper before, you know, drawing on people. Getting into the third one, which is attitude and discipline. This is probably one of the most important things in your entire career as a tattoo artist, because a terrible attitude will get you nowhere. It will not get your clients to come back. No discipline will also get you nowhere, because you're never going to grow. You're never going to continue to be better. This job will only take you far if you have the right attitude. And that is why I am where I am. I'm not at the peak of my career at all. I'm still very much so learning, but I've progressed to where I am within this short span of time, because my attitude towards tattooing is very serious, in the fact that like I am a perfectionist. I need to produce amazing work. I need to I'm always striving to be better than I was the day before. And like the thing is that I'm never satisfied. I'm almost always never satisfied with my tattoos that I do. There's always some part of it that I'm like, I should have did this different. I could have shaded this different. Maybe if I moved, I am literally nitpicking every tattoo I do, and that's what you need to do, because that is the only thing that will help you improve, you know what I mean? And also like the attitude is needed, and the discipline is the second part. That's because you have the attitude and then you need to be disciplined too. But I think the thing that connects the two is passion. And when you're passionate, when you're driven by passion, discipline comes very easily. Passion to me is when you're getting hit all these curveballs and it's so hard, you're trying so hard to learn and it's just not working out, but you still have that motivation to go. You're still remaining disciplined, you're still showing up to work every single day because you know in your head this is what you want to do, this is what you're passionate about, and this is what you see yourself somewhere bigger than this in the years to come. And it's not only just your attitude towards like your business growth and your skill set and tattooing, but it's really like your attitude towards your clients and your customers. Like, I don't really like to see when tattoo artists like dismiss the customer service side and become cocky and stuck up or whatever, because your clients in turn are what are paying for your bills, and it is important that you satisfy them. Of course, if you have a very shitty client, that sucks, but that's very rare, well, in my opinion. And then also in this section also I want to talk about the fact that like you're a human being and there are going to be areas of human error, and you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes on people's skin, and that's a very shitty feeling. Nobody wants to make mistakes, and it doesn't make you feel good. However, the way you handle those mistakes are very important to how your business will grow. You have to understand that you need to take accountability for it. You need to empathize with your client and find solutions that can make both of y'all happy, because that client is going to tell other people their experience with you and you want them to have a good experience. So just be mindful of that you will make mistakes and you need to know how to handle them professionally. And temperament and your attitude towards people and the situations, difficult situations, will come out in this job, because especially if you're learning, like, come on, it's gonna come out. So for apprenticeships, like the apprenticeship category, I personally, I don't recommend people learn how to tattoo on their own. It was a very like hard thing when I was teaching myself, and I didn't enjoy it very much at all. But the most difficult part about teaching yourself is that like when you're doing something, you may be doing something and you're doing it correctly, but it's just not working well because you have to switch something up. You don't have somebody right behind you telling you like, oh, you're doing it right, just keep going at it here and switch this up. You don't have a mentor behind you like egging you on and really nitpicking and showing you what you're doing wrong, because that was the hardest thing. I would have to just go through trial and error. I had to try this method, and if this didn't work, then I try something else, but then I go back to trying this and it all of a sudden start working. You know what I mean? Like that was the most difficult part and the most frustrating part. And I'm not even gonna lie to you, like there were times that I would do a tattoo and I would actually cry afterwards, because I would be like, I'm so frustrated, I can't get this thing done. I felt like I was doing it right here, and then I try it now and it's not working. So I don't recommend people to teach yourself because it is very stressful. It's so much easier when you have a mentor to tell you what to do and guide you properly. And I feel like you would progress faster if you have an apprenticeship. I know for certain I would have been a lot faster and better than I am today if I had an apprenticeship. But unless you absolutely have to teach yourself, then I would say do that. But child, that was a lot and it was stressful and I don't recommend it. The last tip I would give is that all tattoo artists do things very differently. Like you can have one person that loves this needle brand and does amazing line work, but then you have some person that like has the same amazing line work, hates that needle brand, completely like something else, doesn't use this product, uses this product. So like you have to step back for a bit and just kind of try things out, but understand that like don't try to replicate what your favorite tattoo artist does. Like figure out what works for you.